Okay. Good morning, everybody. Hi, View, Laverne, Ambient. Who else have we got? Let's see. So, thanks everybody for being here. Me and Malibu. How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? Hi, Kat. So, good morning, everybody. Missy. Hi, Terry. Terry, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Terry. I hope you have a great day. Hi, sister. Keeks, Lisa. So, yeah, happy birthday. Oh, my goodness. So, let everybody say happy birthday. I'll say it a couple of times as people come in. So, of course, Malibu's going to play with the birthday. Oh, my goodness. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Anybody? Hi, Janet. Anybody working on anything fun, like your artist trading card swap? Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. Sister, Riri. Let's see. Scrolling. Christina. Thanks, everybody, for being here. So, yeah, today's Terry's birthday. I don't sing. Y'all don't want me to sing. But I'll wish you a happy birthday. Hi, Arlene. Okay, Arlene. Well, thanks for lurking. Let's see. Who else? So, yeah, I got a new color book. Of course, we'll do our prompts first. Our prompts and read out of our book. And then we will, I got a new color book. I got some new abandoned books at Books a Million. And I'm not going to show, I'll just show, I pulled my first abandoned book, and it's duplicate, so you can see it, before and after. And, but if you want to see all my abandoned books, I have a playlist for that. So I'll just show a couple. Hi, Don P. And so I thought I would work in one of the new ones. Hi, Faithful Mess. Looking forward to. Hope you'll be making some more videos. I haven't seen you pop up in my feed last week. I'm probably gonna have to go get me a Fig Newton or something because my voice is already cracking, and I got my lemon water. Let's see. Hi, Mama Four. Good to see you, Belinda. Let's see. All right, I think I've caught everybody so far. Let me go get a Fig Newton or something because I should have brought it up when I came up. Let me run down there real quick. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Malibu, for keeping everybody company. Hi, Ellen. Let's see. Gonna have to lay down now. I mean, Malibu, not y'all. My sister's texting me. Come over here, away from the keyboard. Let's see. So, did anybody start work? I saw, let's see, Joanne and Keeks posted their um, artist trading cards. So I got to catch my breath. I literally ran down the stairs and ran up the stairs. Hi, Tina. Tina coming in saying good morning. Let's see if I can find the two that I saw. If anybody else posted any on Instagram, let me know. And as y'all send them into Janet, Janet's going to show them. You have yours ready to post? Okay. And as y'all send them in, Janet will show them on her stream every Monday, like she always does. Marilyn, let's see who else. Pamela. All right, let's see. Let me go over to Instagram here. Let me look up Joanne. All right, let me turn off my Wi-Fi and just go to. It's not wanting to load in here, the usual. Just put it on the data. Let's see. Pamela account 2. I'm not sure what that means. All right, so Marilyn's got her base started. Okay, I got my base started too. That's about it for me. All right, now let me go back to Instagram here. And okay, it's still. Oh, there it goes. All right. So here's Joanne's, and she's in Canada. So she's doing some Canada Day and some for, because the theme is our 250th American birthday. And if you're international, you can do something with your country, anything you want to do with your country. So here's what Joanne did. If y'all want to follow us, Joanne Newman 8990. Let me turn down that light thing. Hang on. A lot of things to do to get ready for stuff. All right, there we go. So there's Joanne Newman, and here's her artist trading cards. She does these cute little characters. This is where we got Janet and I got our cute chickens. We got our cute little conspiracy chickens from Joanne. Let's see. There's a Canadian. Look at the little beaver. I love that one. That's so good. So go over and look at Joanne Newman 8990 to see them better than I can show you here on my phone. And then the other person that did it, Keeks did some. Let me see. Let me find Keeks here. Search. I think it's under Keeks. Yeah. And she did these. She did some flags with cupcakes for the birthday, 250th birthday. She did all different kinds of cupcakes and flags for her set of cards. And you have to send in 6 and you get 5 back. I always make 10. I send in a couple extra in case Janet needs a couple extra ones to do the swap. And then I always keep a couple. If you go to my post tab, now you can't see it right here. You have to go to my main YouTube channel and see the post tab. All the information for the swap is right there at the top. It's my newest post, and you can get all the information right there for the artist trading card swap. Let's see, and all the information that I've talked about is over there. So I won't review it right here because it's all right there. So you can, and again, happy birthday, Terry. If you want to participate in it, you don't have to sign up or anything. You just have to get Janet's address from her. And I left Janet's email in there. And you just have to email her if you don't already have her address, so you have a place to send them. And all the rest of the information is on the post tab. If you have any more questions, just put the questions. You can leave it on that post. And yeah, we'll get back to you. So, oh, thank you. There we go. Thank you, Kat. Of course she has it. Yeah, and if you need Janet's, there's Janet there. If you need her address, just email her. And that is Janet's YouTube channel there. So she streams every Monday at 1 p.m. Mondays. So I stream every Monday and Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Janet streams every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And so maybe she'll, I don't know what she plans on doing. Do you know what you're going to do today, Janet? Let's see. Char of Heart. I forget what your name is. Char of Heart. Hi, I just said hi to Pamela. Let's see. Night Tangle. Hello. Who else am I missing? I'm not trying to miss you, but as soon as I look away, there's Fuzzy Falcon. Hi, Falcon. Anybody that pizza breakfast. Hi, Barbara Chicken Pot Pie Society. Good to see you. We love you coming in a singing. We miss you when you're away. So thanks for singing us a little something. Maybe you can sing something for Terry. It's her birthday today. Let's see. So hi to Belinda. Anybody else I might have missed coming in? Okay, my voice is a little better since I ate a fig Newton. I brought up another one, so it starts cracking. Plus, I got my lemon water. Okay, so let's see. Do I have anything else to show on IG? Oh, I did find out, and y'all probably all know this. Probably, I'm probably the last to know any techie updates, but on Instagram now, you can go. Let me go to my Instagram. You can go to your Instagram and you can click on or just push on any of your pictures, and it will bring up this little thing: pin to main grid, reorder grid. You have all these different things, repost, and I redid my grid so that for right now anyway, all my discs. Well, not all of them. My most recent 10 discs or whatever are at the top of my IG. So if you want to rearrange your grids on IG, just push on any picture and it'll pop up the little window that says rearrange the grid. So you can rearrange your Instagram post. Yes, I know, right, sister? I thought that was pretty cool. So I put a lot of my what do you call it? 14-inch discs right there at the top. That doesn't mean they're going to stay there, but I did it for a while. So hi, Devin. Let's see who else. So if I've missed anybody coming in, thanks everybody for being here. And again, don't forget to check out the or pursue the funness that is an ATC swap. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our prompt pulls. And don't forget, today's Terry's birthday. Happy birthday, Terry. Yay. That's the best I can do without confetti. All right, so let's see, Kathleen. All right, so today is the 15th, and y'all know we pulled 5 prompts. I did a whole bunch of more listings, Society of Ideal collecting stuff, did a bunch of that this weekend. But it's really nothing to show. Oh, I will show this. At Michael's, I had to go to I went to the bookstore this weekend, and that's where I got some more abandoned books. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at maybe reverse collaging an abandoned book. I know View will love that. Are you still here, View? Tina. So anyway, now it didn't have this picture. I put this picture in here, but they had these little 2026 graduation little mini photo albums, and it had a picture of a graduate in there. But I looked at them 60% off, so I got it for like $3 or something like that, 3 and change for this little book, hardback book. And what it is, look, it's got these little slots. Let me just find an ATC sitting here somewhere. It's an art card. Here's one of my old ones here. And look, you can put they'll fit an ATC in behind these little plastic sleeves, if you will. So I'm going to use this for the returns that I get from the swap, and plus others. There's enough to put quite a few in there. So I might put these more recent ones in there or something at the back. But anyway, so yeah, that way I can put everybody's trading card that I get in here, and so when I want to show them, and I just cut a little picture there to put on the front. I know, right, Tina? It's pretty good for 60% off. I think it was normally 10 or 12. I forget. But anyway, so I got that. Tina, I did print out that picture for you that you wanted. And plus, I think what I'm going to do, and we'll probably do it next week because I haven't got everything printed out in sleeves and everything. But for my 30K, I won't give you too much details now because people will go ahead and get ahead of it, and I don't want that happening right now. But in the next week or two, I'll do a post about if you leave a comment, maybe on a post tab. I'll see. I'll think about how I want to do the giveaway. But if you leave a comment somewhere where I'll tell y'all later where that will be. Then I'm going to do, and me and Janet talked about this because giving gift cards as international is going to be a fiasco, depending on what country you live, what the rules are, giving a gift card. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do one giveaway for, and I'll probably put maybe, I don't know, maybe 8 prints of my prints. Let me write that down because I'll forget that I said 8. Maybe 8 prints in an envelope. And if it goes US, I'll put it in a priority envelope. I can't put it in a priority envelope if it goes international. But for my 30K, my 30 subby celebration. So y'all know I do giveaways every week anyway, but I'll do something like, a whole bunch of my prints. Thank you, Deb E. I'll do a whole bunch of prints and maybe some stickers in there or something, like a little package of, artsy fun, and do a giveaway with that, as opposed to a gift card that international would be a mess. And I don't know who, it could be just a U.S. person wins. And if it's a U.S. person, then I'll do a priority envelope, but I can't do priority in international. So that's what I think I'm going to do for the 30K, but it'll be in another week or two. I wrote it down so I won't forget. I got it on a Post-it note sitting right there. So we'll do that soon. Hi, Asa. Let's see. So I thought that would be fun. So, all right, let's go ahead and do our prompts for the week rather. Dropped a couple here. And by the way, if you hear construction stuff going on out there, my house has literally been shaking for the last week. They're repaving our whole neighborhood. I didn't think it was that bad, but they're repaving the whole neighborhood, and it seems to have started on my street. And so they're digging up the street, then they're grading the street, then they're doing this and they're doing that, and then next week I think they're going to pave it. So there's tractors and big equipment, it's big with the big rollers and all that going up and down my street. So if you hear anything out there, that's what's going on. The when they back up the trucks, So we'll just ignore it. I've been ignoring it for a week. Y'all can ignore it for a couple hours. and that's even if you can hear it. You may not be able to hear it. Okay, so let me just get a little handful here, a little stack, and I just take 5 off the top. I know it is, Tina. It is, but whatever. It is what it is. All right, let's see. All right, if I missed you, put it in caps, guys. If you're talking to me, make sure you have live chat clicked at the top of the chat window, and that goes if you watch a recording as well, or you won't see all the chat. Okay. Yeah, Tina, I know. Yeah, they're slowly going up and down right in front of my house. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we got flag. Well, that's a good one. Oh my gosh, have y'all seen all the Instagrams that are people are posting, because of the soccer, games going on all over the country here, and all the international people come in, and it was so cute. There was one where the Japanese fans and I don't remember which stadium it was. After the game, hang on, get a sip of water. We're going around picking up trash. I thought, oh my gosh, they were so respectful of being in the country, and and they don't leave trash laying around. They don't do it in Japan. They weren't going to do it here. But anyway, so there's all these videos all over Instagram of people coming here from Germany and Japan, all different countries, and how amazed they are, and how nice all Americans have been to them. I mean, they if they couldn't get an Uber, people were taking off work to drive them to the stadium, and just all kinds of stories about going to a Bucky's or a Waffle House or a Walmart, and going to and just hanging out in the United States, and how they love it. So all of y'all that are patriotic, just give yourself a thumbs up, fly a flag, and say thank you for living in America. All right, let's continue on. But if you want to go look at some of those videos on Instagram, they are so heartwarming. And it's so good to hear that people are being treated well. The visitors from other countries. I know, me too, Janet. Visitors from other countries are being treated so well. So, yeah, that did my heart good. So, all right, so let's go here. Now, flag banjo. Okay. Can y'all hear that truck out there? It's literally parked in front of my house. All right, we don't want to we don't want to do a whatever one. Let's see. Deer, rock wall. I'm just taking them off the top. Rock wall. And haunted house. That's thrown in there, isn't it? That's all thrown in there. Okay, there we go. Flag banjo. That's a hot mess of stuff, isn't it, Terry? 'Cause Terry does these all the time, and she's very clever at including all these different prompts into a illustration. Flag banjo, deer, rock wall, and haunted house. So that is the 5 prompts for this week. So I keep my little stack over here, keep it handy. And then they go in my Society of Idea collect. I know it's very random, right, Tina? But that's what makes it fun. All right, so then I did pick something to read out of the book that Laverne sent us, and we read something out of it every week. And it's a book of unusual knowledge. And this is about 10 years old, so a lot of the statistics are not going to be up to date. Happy birthday, Terry! I'm just going to do that randomly throughout the day. So anyway, yeah, Terry's real good at the illustrations. You can follow her, Terry Brett 3, I think, is her Instagram handle, and she posts them over there. Okay, so I picked something for today. I picked Invented by Canadians. Sorry, guys, I'll have to eat my other Fig Newton here in a minute. Let's see, where's my yellow highlighter? Let's see, where is it? Well, I'll have to dig out another one. I don't see my yellow highlighter. There it is. Okay. Invented by Canadians. And again, any statistics on numbers of things is 10 years old, so just keep that in mind. Put it in caps if you're talking to me. Thank you, Kat put in a link to the book. All right, so here we go. I just love these kind of trivia things. Even Canadians might be surprised by how much has been discovered by sons and daughters of the North. It's a lot more than Alexander Graham Bell's telephone. The automatic postal sorter by Dr. Maurice Levy, 1956. Revolutionizing mail delivery, Levy's first model processed 30,000 letters an hour with an average of 3 errors. By 1957, a model was processing approximately 200,000 letters per hour. Basketball, James Naismith, 1891. If I pronounce names wrong, don't email me. Most people don't know that the Ontarian invented the game to keep kids out of trouble. Teaching at a Massachusetts YMCA school, the Canadian believed that a non-contract indoor sport would do wonders for kids' behavior. Electric car heater, Thomas Ahern, 1890. Like many Canadian inventions, this was a natural, considering the chilly Canadian winters. It was one of Ottawan's many patents relating to electric heat, including a hot water heater and an iron. Electric light bulb, Henry Woodward and Matthew Evans, 1874. These Canadians paved the way for Thomas Edison's later improvements to the bulb. Rotary snowplow, J.W. Elliott, 1869. Consider the difficulties in building a railroad across country with snowy winters. How many people had to shovel off several thousand miles of track several months per year? Elliott, a dentist by trade, devised a fan that enabled a locomotive to plow the snow itself. Is this interesting to y'all? Yeah, that's not true, Tina. I mean, if I'm wrong about something, you can tell me. Just don't be mean about it. You know what I mean? That's okay. I've been known to be wrong, Tina. Now, Janet, on the other hand, is never wrong. Hydrofoil boat, Alexander Graham Bell and Casey Baldwin, 1908. Fact: waters drag slows down boat. Oh, though, like the water, the drag of the water slows down boats. In the early days of aviation, Bell and Baldwin wondered, what if you could mount a wing under a boat? The wing lifted the hull out of the water, improving both the speed and the ride. Devin and you other Canadians, are you enjoying this? Janet. Insulin process, Sir Frederick Banting et al. And others, 1922. Banting's team pioneered the understanding of insulin's central role in diabetes, then learned to produce it from the pancreas of a cow. Through injections, diabetes could regulate their conditions. Banting's group deserves special credit for placing the invention into the public domain rather than making a lot of money off of it. Flight suit, Dr. Wilbur Franks, 1941. This anti-gravity suit enabled combat pilots to withstand G-force pressure and extreme acceleration. Java, James Gosling, 1994. This Alberta native created the Java programming language. Most people think of Java as it relates to the internet, but it also found its other diverse devices, including the Mars rover, toasters, cars, and industrial inventory tagging machines. Paint roller, Norman Breeksky, 1940. Breeksky was a victim of the legal system. He invented this useful painting method, but didn't have the capital to defend his patent from those eager to make money from his idea. This may explain why he also invented the beer keg tap. Two more. Snowblower, Arthur Sicard, 1925. As a boy, Sicard saw that snowstorm-blocked roads caused a lot of dairy spoilage. He unveiled the first snow-blowing device in 1925, a truck with his fan-like snowblower in front. The walk-behind snowblower didn't come along until the 1950s, by which time Sicard's machines were already busily working on the streets of Canada. Wonder Bra, Louise Poirier, 1964. Poirier developed this item while working for uh, Canada, Canadelle, like Canada with a Dell at the end, a company well known to Canadian women for more than half a century of firm support. The Wonder Bra name dates back to the 1930s, but Poirier pushed the busline Maximusser version to market in 1964. Wasn't that interesting? I thought these were great. So there we go. That's our book of unusual knowledge reading. All right, come on, guys. Y'all need to move on down the road now. There's a truck sitting right in front of my house. Okay. Don't they know we're streaming? All right. So let me show you what I got. My new book. First off, my new color book. Let's go ahead and zoom in one here. Zoom in and let's make sure everything's nice and bright and light. So I got the new Camilla Del Greco book, View. View already knew. View knew I had this book. She knew I was going to show it today. She said she'd probably buy it when she gets back from her vacay. So yes, new book. So anyway, I'll show it. I don't know. We'll see if I'm going to work in it today or work in my abandoned books today. So we'll see. Yeah. So this is the new pop manga, Myths and Monsters coloring book. Now I think I have all of her books except maybe one that's a compilation of a bunch of her books. I might not have, I might not have that one, but I'm pretty sure I have most all of her books. Let's see. Hi, Rainbow. Good to see you. Who else? Thank you, Kat. Put in the link to the book. So if I've missed anybody coming in, don't forget today's Terry's birthday. Happy birthday, Terry. She's gonna get tired of me doing that. So Myths and Monsters, Camilla Del Greco, as View likes to call it. So I'm going to do a flip. And and some of them are kind of, I don't know, it's kind of unusual. It's a weird, it's anytime they do color book monsters. So, keep a humor about it. So, a lot of just combining things. Can y'all see this? Do I need to, maybe I should zoom in one more because it's pretty, the writing's kind of light. There we go. That's better. I think y'all can see that better now. Okay. So like this is kind of some kind of like a Frankenstein-esque kind of thing, This kind of looks like one of her sea creatures. She kind of, she reuses her art, Oh, thank you, Rainbow. We're going to do a special giveaway in a week or so. I'll announce it more later. Right now, I'm trying to get everybody to sign up. Well, you don't have to sign up. You just do them. The artist trading card ATC swap that I have posted on my post tab. So yeah, some of them are kind of creepy. It's a bunch of cyclops. I like this girl with the tree. She's been in some of the other books, and I like that with her tree head there. And this is like wood, some kind of a deer or something. I mean, they are kind of weird. And some of these, like, something similar to this is in one of her other books. So anyway, and here's a warrior princess woman on a walrus. Here's one on an alligator crocodile. This one, you know what? Tina, this should be you. This should be you, Tina, with your alligators under your dock. Tina, we're gonna write Tina on this. If I color this one, well, this will be Tina. This will be named Tina if we do that one. And I do look at the back. I like the back how it has like crocodile, like skin in the back. Yes, right in the alligator. Okay, then we got these little, some kind of a cross between a frog and a bat, maybe. And then this is an axolotl something. There's an axolotl page in here that I'm going to flag that I'll probably will be the first one I do. When I get to it, I'll show you. So then snakes and the weird little baby dragon, these little bunnies with wings. So there's just all kinds of different creatures, And but this is her newest book, and it just came out last week. And so yeah, battles and so I hope y'all can see it because it is kind of light. Some of the pages are really light. I like this with the little girls with the little mushroom caps on their heads. That's kind of fun. And this one reminds me of something out of Star Wars. Thanks everybody for being here. Hi CB. Anybody else I missed coming in? So yeah, some of them are kind of creepy cool, but that's kind of what she does, And I do the creepy book, Cute and Creepy, every October. I've been working in it for years. One of these years we'll finish Cute and Creepy, Camilla Del Recco, but we work in that every year. This looks like what was his name? Gork or something like that on the original Star Trek out in the California desert. Well, it wasn't California desert in the Star Trek, but that's where it was filmed out there. Hubsters visited that spot. Anyway, this looks like that creature that fought Captain Kirk in the original 1960s Star Trek TV show. I think it was a Gork or something like that. I don't remember. Anyway. All right, so mermaids. There's another warrior woman on a snake. Then here's a warrior guy on a skeleton something, some kind of it's all skeleton of some kind of a bison or something. So yeah, you have to like this kind of stuff, guys. I understand if you don't. So and some of them are creepier than others. Here, this is the page I want to do. This is the axolotl page. Look at all those cute axolotls. This would be fun to do in pan pastel. So I'll write that down. Pan pastel. Let's pan pastel the axolotl. Is it EL or IL? I think it's EL. Pan pastel these. Hi, Dot. Oh, you're welcome. You got the handsome man, Dot. Well, now, Dot, I want to see you color that man. You need to color that handsome man, Dot. Dot won one of the giveaways with the medieval majesty, cute, handsome guys. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. So yeah, so there we go. That and this just came out, and I like her bee book. I need to bring her bee book back out. I really like her bee book. I like the cat book too, but I love the bee book. Her bee book is really good, So that's the newest Pop Manga Myths and Monster coloring book. And so yeah, that truck. Come on now, people. Let's move along. Move it. I've been ignoring it for a week, and it's just because I'm streaming and I'm aware of it. Okay, then the other thing that I got, now I got this off of Amazon. I'm sure Kat's already put a link in. And then I went to Books A Million over the weekend, and I think I'll back out one now because these books are bigger. And so I got the new Daphne's Diary. I don't need to be holding the pen. I know the bees. I love the bee book, Tina. Her bee book. All of bee creatures. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I've already kind of glanced through it. And again, the Daphne's Diaries are fun for a lot of international travel, recipes, different artists around the world, like a little thing on buttons. And just, here's a little village to cut out and put together. There's a whole little village here to cut out, put together. That might be fun to do something. A little story about a dog. Just all kinds of little things. Here's Havana, Cuba, which will probably be opening up soon. Just saying. Let's see what else. Here's a page from a reader's diary. And I don't know, I haven't read this yet, but that looks like that would be an interesting little story. Some little washi tape. Let's see if I can, is it perforated or do I need to cut it out? I don't know. But anyway, there's some washi tapes. Can you spot the difference? There's all kinds of little things in here. So, and lots of places, different kinds of clouds and their names. See, that'd be fun to put in my Society of Idea Collector notebook. Recipes, a little color book page, and then here's some of their other books. Like I have this big paper book right here. They all don't come around, my stores, all of them. But when they do, like that paper book one, that's a good one. It's expensive, but it's a good one. Because this is an international magazine, so you're paying for that as well. Artworks, epoxy resin. That's just something I've never really wanted to get into, but I see some really cool stuff made with it. And let's see, making jewelry, some all kinds of different milks, oat milk, rice milk, different milks. And then here's a little, I think these are, let's get the snot dot off this, roll the snot dot off there. That's what I call those glue strips and glue dots. I think these are stamps. No, it's just a little postcard. I guess you could cut them out. I did pull, because I saw somebody doing a bunch of stuff with their stamp punch. I said, "Oh, I got a stamp punch somewhere. Oh, I'm stuck under my I'm stuck under my table. Oh my gosh, I can't roll back." For real. Let's see. There we go. I found my stamp punch. I didn't keep a lot. When I got rid of all my punches, I kept a square, a circle, a stamp, a fleur-de-lis. I only kept about 5 maybe punches. And this one is one of them. So it's the shape. There's my camera right there. It's in the shape of a postage stamp, and you can just punch out anything and make it into a stamp. Yeah, glue boogers. Yeah, Arlene. So anyway, there's that. It's in there. And let's see, different gardening, a lot of gardening. This was my mother's favorite magazine. She loved this magazine. Favorite flowers, different traveling, lots of traveling, New Zealand, tea as medicine. See, look, there's a lot more recipes, asparagus. I love asparagus, but I like it when Hubster cooks it on the grill. Put it in the microwave in a little bit of water for a couple of minutes to soften it, and then grill it with the whatever you're grilling. It's really good. Let's see. So yeah, just different places and hotels and more recipes. And these are like cards, you can punch them out. And y'all have seen where we've cut these magazines down and turned them into, journals to play in. There's a coloring birds, and this punches out. This would be fun to color and punch out and put in a journal. Some poetry, it looks like. And flowers. 3 days in Florence. You see there's a lot in these books. So I'm just going to kind of flip through here, the rest of it. So, and then there's a couple of papers that you could cut out or just use as is. They show the little scissors there, so you can cut that out. Those and those. And then there's always a poster. And I used to give these posters to Samantha when she had her college board, to cork board to keep up with things. And she could put this on the back of the board and stuff, but she doesn't have that anymore. So she's graduated. So, but I do like these posters. So they're pretty little posters. So yeah, I'll keep that. And so the papers are pretty. So yeah, so that's the newest, and it has a texture. The magazine itself has a texture. All right, let's see if there's anything in caps for me to catch. Did anybody? Let's see. Uh, Hi, Messy Palette Die. Messy Palette Die. She streams a lot with Pam, the ginger cat Pam. They stream like overnight because Messy Die is in Australia. So, she streams it over a night to me, But yeah, y'all check out her. You can always watch the recordings. Hi, Brenda. Shaz. So let's see who else. I think I've caught up with everybody. If I missed you, I didn't mean to. But again, happy birthday, Terry. All right, so there's that. Then I got these new abandoned books. Well, all right, I'll go ahead and show you. Let me go ahead and show you. I've only pulled one of my abandoned books. Let me back out one. I pulled two books, but it's the same book. One is got work done in it, and one is not. So let's see. Let's try to grab the light there. And so I always show these all the time. Anytime I talk about or pull out anything about abandoned places, abandoned books, this one's by Carrie and Connolly. I don't think any of the new ones I got are Kieran. One of them's Dominic Connolly, so maybe that's his brother or something. I don't know. I think that is his brother. But anyway, and so anytime when I first started working these, I don't know, 10 years ago. Let's see, my very first one is in here at the very beginning. I think it was about 10 or 12 years ago. Let me see if I date it. Let me see. I think it's the very first one. Yeah. 2016. Yeah. So 10 years ago, I started working in this. And anytime I would work in these, doing reverse collage, I would always tag Kieran Connolly, and he still to this day, if I tag him in one of these, he still answers me or he likes it. So he did say he liked him. So one year I cut out one of the originals. It might have been out of Abandoned Castles. I don't remember. But anyway, I cut one out and put it in a little mat and sent it to him via his publisher, and he showed it on I think it was on Instagram. This was years ago. I think it was Instagram. And he showed it, so he really liked it. But I always try to tag him. And if y'all use any of these books like that and post them, I don't post everything I do. Y'all know I do a lot of stuff I don't post. But if you post something by, someone that you're using their book, same thing with their color books. Anytime I use post a color book page, Camilla Del Recco or anybody, I try to always post at the end of a slide through a picture of their color book or a picture of their book to give them credit. And I do not sell these out. This is just for my own abandoned pleasure. But anyway, so this was the first book that I started doing this in. I call it reverse collage because I paint out things. I paint it out and then add things in. So I'm reversing the collage rather than just putting things on the collage. I'm getting rid of things and then I add other collage. So I'm going to go ahead and flip through my Abandoned Places book. I have one, and I do have them still tagged so it's easy to find, because otherwise I'm flipping about, because I'm covering up the page numbers and things. So I can't just go, oh, page 20, because there's no page numbers, they're covered up. Let's see. Angie. Hi, Angie. Who else am I missing? What'd she say? Oh, well, you can do it, Angie. You can do it. It's not that hard to do ATC cards. Just play with them. Have fun. All right. Just take an aspirin and carry on. Good one. Okay. So I'm going to show you what the page looked like. And then I will show you, and this is published by Amber Books. I think all of these, all the ones I'm going to show here in a minute. And I want to work on one of those. I did not get duplicates of them. Most of these books that I have been working in for 10 years, I have duplicates of. Some of y'all have sent me duplicates. Some I've just rebought as duplicates. But the ones I'm going to show y'all today, I do not have duplicates for, but I'm still going to work in. I'm going to work in one today. All right. So I'm going to flip and show you what I've done in here. So let's just start with, and I'm not going to show every single page in the book. I'm going to flip to where, okay. And I have a story for this one. All right, and I know I've told y'all these stories. Y'all just have to bear with me if you've been here for 15, 16 years. Bear with me if you've heard my stories before. Or just go get you a coffee. All right, so this was the very first one that I did in my duplicate book over here. And what drew me to this one was this reminded me of the old Star Trek, City on the Edge of Forever, the original Star Trek, and it's the one with Joan Collins, and they go back through that stone circle on a planet, and they go back to the 19 pre 1920, maybe 1915, 16, I don't know, something like that, pre World War One, and I don't remember the exact date, so don't quote me on that. But anyway, they go back in time through this stone circle, and when Dr. McCoy lands in the time, he's the one that got everybody going back in time because he got some a bad injection of something. He kind of went crazy, and he ran through that circle and went back in time, and it changed everything. And when it changed everything, the Enterprise and everything was gone. It was just gone. There's, and space. So they were kind of stuck on this stone circle that could speak. This stone circle could speak to them and say, everything you knew, everything that was and will be is gone. So they figured out that Dr. McCoy went back in time and somehow changed things, right? So the stone circle said you can, and they could see like a quick preview, like they could see history passing through this stone. But it moved pretty fast. And Captain Kirk goes, can you slow this down so we can see where we're going to jump into? He goes, no, this is the way it is. This is the speed it goes. And, and so they were going to take turns jumping in to at least have a life because they were on this desert planet and no Enterprise or nothing, no food, no nothing, right? So they were going to take turns going. But what had happened was they beamed down and McCoy had jumped through that circle. And so they still had their tricorder and everything. And so Spock could tell pretty much an era of when McCoy jumped back. But they couldn't pinpoint it to a day or something like that. So they said, well, we're just all going to have to take turns going. So McCoy and Captain Kirk, are y'all interested in this? You don't remember this episode? It's called City on the Edge of Forever. It's my favorite episode of the original Star Trek. It's not my favorite of all the different Star Trek, all of them, but it's my favorite of that one, of that era. So anyway, so Captain Kirk and Spock jump through and they land in like New York. I don't remember, was it New York or I forget what the city was, but anyway, they land back in like 1920, let's just say. But first McCoy had gone through and he landed in an alley that looked like this. It looked like this, and there was well, they used to call them bums, homeless person. Anyway, but he was, in this alley, an old, like he's an old alcoholic guy living in this alley, or he ended up in this alley. And so, of course, McCoy's out of his head. It's like he doesn't even know where he is, what's going on. He can't think, he's just like, who am I? Where am I? What's going on? And he lands in this alley and he sees that guy, and somehow I think he just passes out. I don't remember exactly. I'm kind of getting a little bit of it. You have to go back and watch. Yeah, I love it too, Marilyn. So anyway, the old guy living in the alley sees the tricorder laying next to McCoy and picks it up and he's playing with it and does this, and then he pushes a button and he dissolves himself and the tricorder along with it. So now McCoy's stuck in this alley, doesn't even know who he is, right? Well, anyway, so later, a little bit later, it shows Spock and Captain Kirk landing on not in this alley, but someplace in the city. And the whole story goes on to, Spock trying to fix a tricorder, trying to figure out if they can locate Dr. McCoy, what's going on, and all this. If y'all want me to spoil it and tell y'all the ending, I will. But otherwise, y'all can have to go find it and watch it. Or I could tell you the ending. But so anyway, my point of in this book here is when I saw this picture, it reminded me of the spot that McCoy landed in when he first went back in time. This reminded me of it. Doesn't look exactly like it, of course. So I said, I'm going to alter this. Oh, there we go. Tina found it on YouTube. There you go. So I won't tell y'all any more about it. You'll have to go watch it. I don't know if that's a full episode, Tina, but anyway. So I altered this page to imagine, that situation. Okay. So here's how I altered it. Here's my alteration. Of course, it's got the little post-it. So this is what and I do varnish these pages when I finish them. You can see it shiny. So let's see. I do need to turn the light down just a little because now that the black papers come in here, there we go. I want it to be as accurate as to the color as possible. So this is how I altered this page to remember that episode. And I did sign it. I put this is 2016. So so anyway, and again, I do varnish them when they're done. So it was this, and I paint out all the text and all the sidebars and everything to turn it into its own little world. And this was the first one that I did that I remember. I'm pretty sure this was the first one I did in my altered books. Okay. All right. So let me show y'all then the next one. Is this the next one? Okay. So this one has 4 pictures, and sometimes trying to alter a page with 2 or 4 pictures in it is a little tricky, but I was up for the challenge. Now the rest of these, they're not in any order. I skip around in the books. I don't go page to page to page because that will break your spine and warp your spine. It's already a little bit warped, as you can see. But if you try to go page to page to page with ink and paint and alter the book, now that is going to warp your spine. So yeah. Okay, so this was the 4 pictures. So I turned it into, 2 different pictures. Most everything in my abandoned books is paint. It's reversing the collage. Now there are some that I add extra collage to, but like this planet right here, that's added, but it's mostly paint that I alter these with. Okay. So it went from that to this. All right. So the next one, let's see. That one's not that good. I'll skip that one. I don't have to show you every single one, but I do have tabs on them. Okay. This one has a story as well. Okay, so when I came to this page, and I've got the one finished in front of me. When I came to this page, I said, this ghost town here, I wonder what happened in this ghost town. And a lot of y'all been here a long time. Y'all heard all these stories before, so just bear with me for the new people. Okay, so I said, what happened to this ghost town? What could have, what made it, become a ghost town? Well, in my story, my imagination story, hi, So. Okay, good to see you. There was a big meteor, crash through some planets, or something was going on, in space that caused this town to become a ghost town. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I turned it from this to this. So I painted all this out, painted that out, added the space and the stars. I hope y'all are enjoying this. I haven't done these in a while, and View is always doing these, and View makes me feel guilty for not sticking with my abandoned books because she works in them all the time. So I go, she's laughing. She makes me feel bad when she works in the books, and I got her started doing it. Well, me and Ginger, not Ginger Cat, but Ginger, not Ginger Pam, but another Ginger from way back when. And I got her started doing this, and I think it was between me and her got View doing it. All right, so the next one, let me see, let me flip, because I've got them tabbed, right? Okay, so this was a pretty simple one. So this one, and again, I get rid of all the sidebars. And can y'all see everything okay? So this one I didn't do a whole lot of changing to. I got rid of the sidebar and added like something's moving through the house. You can make your own stories up. So I did the sides there and the mist coming through. Okay. All right. The next one, let's see here. Again, I'm not showing you every single one because, and I've got 15 books. So we're not going to go through, but if you want to see more of them, they're all I put them all in my abandoned places playlist. So they're all there. Okay, this one's a dramatic one. Okay. This was a dramatic one. So I did add some extra collage to this one, but I took this page, I'm making sure there's no glare, and I turned it into this castle world. And then later, maybe a couple years later, I added this little cat window there. That wasn't there originally. But so I paint the background and the stars. I added this castle. I collaged this castle, added the water, painted all this out here. And it's all just acrylic paint. It's all just acrylic craft paint. That's what I do all my discs with. That I've been doing a lot of the 14-inch discs lately, and but I just use craft paint. Okay, so and then I varnish them when they're done. This one's not varnished, but it's done, so I need to varnish it. So that went from that to that. Okay, the next one is the next page is this one, and I really like this one too. This one's got a tear in it. There we go. So this one reminded me like of a haunted house, and these newel posts, these little things right here, these reminded me of something like out of Star Trek or Star Trek, one of the Star Trek series. It just kind of reminded me of something that they could touch or something and go into the what do you call it? The rooms where they can do it all, everything. Oh, I can't think of it right now. I got a lot of when you're talking about this kind of stuff and you're trying to think ahead of what you're going to show and talk about, trying to think back to something like not the transporter room, but the room where they do the, where they can go and have, scenes and, on the ship. What's that called? Not the transporter room. What's that room called where they can go in there? Somebody here know. Anyway, it just kind of reminded me of that. If you touch those, you could go into a different dimensional area, if you will. What is the name of that? The holodeck. Thank you, Shar. The holodeck. This reminded me, like, if you could touch those, you could go into the holodeck. See, you got a lot on your mind when you're streaming. So I changed it into this. So I gave them little glows. I gave them little glows right there. And then this is all paint. So, and mist. I made mist coming through here. And y'all know how I do the mist with the baby wipes and paint out. Now, let's see, I got a little flashed out. And I probably need to turn the brightness down a little. I just looked over that. There we go. I'm trying to keep it true to color. But it gets really dark if I'm not careful. But that's the true color right there. So anyway, I went from this to this, and I just painted all that out and did a little mist going through the room right there. So you can make up your own stories of what's going on. All right, this one, that's okay. We'll skip that one. I'm trying to go like some of my favorites here. Let's see, what's the next one that I really like? This one's okay. Let's see. It's kind of a lot going on. But here. Okay, so there's this like arena kind of thing here. So I added a giant owl head and a big bunch of water, splashy, oceany thing going on here, and the owl's watching it. Something's going on with the earth. And of course, y'all know I love adding watches and the element of time. And time is always, my watch hand time is always intersecting with things. And so, I try to be careful, like, it's intersecting, that you can see a little star shine there. It's intersecting with different things. So it's affecting, my watches are affecting different things in time. So so it went from that to that. Okay, then let's see the next one. That one's just okay. We'll skip that one. Skip that one too. This one's a pretty simple one. Let me get to the tag there. This one. So just to show you that you don't have to do a whole bunch of stuff to make a really an altered world in a book. Okay. This right here, all I did was change out the windows and the background. And I just turned them into different little, outer space in the windows and that's all I did with that. So I just went from that to that, just by changing, inside the windows and the background. Okay, let's see next. Okay, this is another one that has a bunch of pictures. So this one had 4 pictures that I wanted to turn into, cohesiveness. Okay, so you got all these different little scenes there. And so I painted it all together and I turned it into this. A lot of water and mountains and waterfalls and, just kind of made it all blend together. You can make anything blend together with paint. Just saying. You can blend anything together with paint. All right, next. Let's see. Skip that one. Skip that one. Again, all these, you can see them all in my abandoned places playlist. It's probably under mixed media as well. This is one of my favorite ones, along with the very first one I showed y'all. This is an abandoned town along a lake or something, and it's northern Cyprus. And these little huts were all blown over, but this little hut one, this one's blown over. It looked like a little guy doing metal detecting. Doesn't it look like a little guy doing metal detecting? So I thought this is an abandoned place. This looks like a bridge. It's like a bridge to nowhere. And so I turned it into this. So again, there's a lot going on here with an exploding planet, all this stuff going on in space. But there's my little metal detector guy crossing the bridge over to the city, and all this stuff is going on. I wish you had. Well, I think part of it is I read a lot. I've always read a lot all my life. And, so you're going to have a better, I think, personally, you're going to have a better imagination if you're a reader because you're always envisioning, different worlds. And especially like I like to read, used to read a lot of science fiction. I like to read mysteries, in particular these days, British mysteries. But I don't read as much fiction as I used to. I read more nonfiction nowadays than I do fiction, but because I love ancient history and I read a lot of history now. But I have read a lot of science fiction and a lot of mysteries, and I still read my cozy mysteries. Me and Deb read a cozy mystery together every now and then. But anyway, so and I think I just can envision how things could be, should be, would be, and plus my faith, I can imagine things in the future. I can just imagine things like that. It's not, so I think some of the time what's hard is getting that vision out of your head and down on paper. But you can't be afraid to just try and just go for it. There's pieces in here I do not like that I don't think turned out. It does not come out in the vision that I thought. And then later, this was before I got Procreate on my iPad. I always used to think, man, if I could do this digitally, I can envision this stuff. But working digitally, it has its own set of learning. It's got its own scale of learning that you have to do, where here all I have to have is some paint and some collage fodder. So let's see. You didn't have all these pages. You said she's talking about the books. Oh, good. Well, you need to get a, and you can do this with any of the abandoned books. I'm going to show you 4 new ones that I just got over the weekend. And like I said, I have about 15 of them. Couple, some of them are duplicates. I probably have maybe 10 different kinds, and then I have duplicates of a lot of them. So I have a lot of abandoned books, but this was my first one. It was the Abandoned Places. Okay. And they've republished this with a little bit different. It's a little different. So I'm not sure how much they've changed it, but anyway. Hi, Hermie. Did I miss you? And hi, So Much Glitter, Carrie. So anyway, this is one of my favorites because I can see this happen. I mean, I can just see it in real life, in my head, in real life, in real life, in my head. Okay, so let's see. Then that one's okay. I'm just kind of trying to pick out some of my favorite ones here. That one's not finished. Let's see. And like that's another thing. I don't have to finish them to before I move on. I do consider when I varnish them that they're finished. But because once you varnish them, there's no real going back. You know what I mean? Okay, so here's this one. And here's this, vacant, I don't know if it was ammunition dump or something. And there's this one little guy right there. And I said, that poor little guy needs a world. He's all by himself. He needs a world for him, right? So, yeah, Melinda, yeah. So I said, we need to make a world for that little guy. So this is the world that I made him. I gave him a house, a hut, and I gave him all these little stairs, and they come down here into the different. There's water, and of course, element of time, and there's a background and trees and space and all that. And there he is. He's got his own little world now. Everything else is completely painted over. So when I say reverse collage, I mean I've reversed out everything I don't want. I'm getting rid of everything I don't want. And so it went from this to this. Okay, so let's see. Hi, CK. Well, let's see what she's saying. There, everyone. Okay, well, thanks for stopping in. All right. Okay, I do like this one too. All right, so this one. Again, it's just, there's the water and these old abandoned, not munitions, what were they called? World War II forts that were out in the ocean, apart from being abandoned in 1958. Well, anyway, yeah, there's these little forts out there now. Oh, thank you, View. Thank you so much. I'm going to write you down for a thank you. You'll have to, not sure when you're going on vacay, but be looking for something for a thank you. I wrote it down. Thank you, View. I appreciate anybody that super chats me. I do send out thank yous. You just have to be willing to give me your address so I can mail you out thank yous. I don't share your address with anybody. I don't put you on a mailing list or anything like that. But if you want to thank you, I do send out thank yous for super chat. So thank you, View. I have View's address. Let's see. Faithful message. Dee, could you go over, let's see here, over the ceiling steps, like ceiling for the 1,000th time for me. It's a matter of me then paying. Oh, how I put how my chronological order. Well, sometimes it's a little different. So it depends. So if I'm going to glue things down, because this is shiny, these books are shiny, right? If I'm going to glue things down, then I glue it down. I need to stretch my legs anyway because I'm cramped up in my cat chair, if you will. So let me get up. Let me get my stuff. Oh. Okay, all right. So if I'm going to add a lot of collage down, then I will glue everything down with my golden matte medium. Now you don't have to get this ginormous. Janet gets these for me for my birthday, and this is my backup one. So, well, I just opened it. But this is what I use for all my collage gluing down. This is my glue. Now, if I'm playing in a little magazine journal or a little sketchbook or my, like this little book here, one of my little desk journals. If I'm playing in a little desk journal like this and I just have some leftover paint or some leftover little collage stuff, this just goes down with a glue stick or Eileen's tacky or whatever I have at hand. Okay, so this is just like a little play journal. I don't care what I glue stuff down with. But if I'm doing something, a lot of collage gluing down in these books or on my discs, I use this to glue it down with. Now, in a lot, and I'll probably start. This is how I'm going to start in one of my new books today. I'm not going to start with collage in my abandoned books for the most part. So you got to kind of separate my abandoned books from like my disc collages. My disc collages, I'm laying out different things, collage soup elements or whatever, and kind of laying them out and figuring out where I want things. And then I start by gluing things down with golden matte medium. But in my abandoned books, it's a little bit different in that usually, not always, I start by painting things out. I get rid of the borders, I get rid of text. Hang on. So I'm reversing out everything by painting everything away. So that's a little bit different, but you can kind of combine both. But that's usually how I do it. In my abandoned books, I usually start by painting away things. Okay. And then when it's all said and done, if I want to add any extra collaging, I'll collage it down with my golden matte medium. Like for instance, here, this is what I did with this one. I added a planet, a watch, another planet. I glued these things down. I glued them down with golden matte medium. Okay. And when you glue things down with golden matte medium, and depending on how much you go over everything, you are matting, you're making everything matte as opposed to shiny. Because these books are usually shiny. Not all of them, but most of them are shiny, semi-satiny, or even glossy. But when you add the matte medium, you matte everything down. But the same thing happens when you add paint. So when I add paint to everything, that also makes it matte. Okay. So it makes it matte. And one of the benefits of matte paper is you can add color pencil. You can add color pencil details that you can't add that on a shiny surface. All right. You follow me still with the tour? Still with the, with the tour? Okay, so this got glued down, this is glued down, this is glued down, and then I added this, and but the rest of this is paint. I painted in this water, these waves, I painted in the stars and all that. Okay. Okay. Hi, Desert Nails. Anybody else? Yes, mattification. But the acrylic paints do the same thing. They're matte, and I always tell people when you do these processes, get matte. Now they don't say matte on here on the like the Americana paints. They don't, but they're not gloss. They're not metallic. They're not satin. They're just matte. And you don't have to get Deco Art. That's just my favorite. You can use any brand. I just like them because they have a lot of colors. So anyway, so then I do that. And then when it's done, this one has not been varnished. But when I do varnish them, I varnish with Deco Art Americana Duro Clear High Gloss. It's an indoor outdoor high gloss varnish. That is water based. That's very important. Water based. Don't get oil based varnish. Not only will your pages just stick together like crazy, you the cleanup, just make sure you get any, it doesn't have to be Deco Art, it can be another, but water based, high gloss, indoor, outdoor. And how I apply it is usually, of course, if you don't like touching the varnish, when I do my art cards, when I do my discs, when I do my abandoned books, I just pour it on and I take my finger and I smush it all around. I blend it, and you can put it in the light and see where you've missed any places. And I blend it with my finger because that's the smoothest way to have no brush strokes. If you don't like touching the varnish, at the very least, use a sponge brush instead of a brush that's going to leave brush streaks in it. Okay. All right. So did that answer most of the questions? I hope that did. And I'll answer the same questions every time I bring this stuff out. So that was this one. All right. The next, let's see, what I got next here. This one was okay. I after I did this one, I thought I should have done it with a desert instead of water. But anyway, there's this. And again, I paint out, paint everything out. And I did a water thing and flowers, but I thought this would have probably been a good desert scene. But anyway, so there's that from this to that. Okay. All right, but you're gonna have to stay down here on the chair. Stay down here on the chair. She wants to come up on the table, of course. All right, so let's see. What's the next one? I'm skipping over some. I'm just kind of picking my favorites. Like I've shown all these 100 times. Maybe literally 100 times. Okay, this one here. Let's go to this one. Where is this one? Why am I not finding it? Where are you? No. Is it? What's right before this? Right before it is that. Okay, now help me find it. Did I change this one? Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. No, that's the one. Okay, the next page. Okay. Oh. Okay, let's see. Let's keep moving then. That one's not really done. That may be about all. This is one of the first ones I did too. Actually, find that one. And it doesn't have a whole lot of changes to it. But you see how it has white border all around it? I paint all that away. So I turned this little subway into, a whole different world. So there we go. All right, so you get the idea. So those are just some, and again, I've got abandoned cat. Let me look up there and tell you what I've got. I've got Riri, I think it sent me the Arctic one. I've got abandoned castles, abandoned civilizations, abandoned palaces, forgotten heritage, abandoned sacred places, palaces, World War II abandoned places, monasteries. So I have a lot of different ones, and some I have duplicates of just so I can show before and after. Okay. You like the subway, Rainbow? Yeah. Okay, so here's the books that I got over the weekend. Sorry, Malibu. I know I keep shoving your head under the table every time I spin. All right, so I got Amazing Theaters of the World. Okay. I got Abandoned Ireland. I think View has Ireland. There was Ireland, Scotland. There's a whole bunch. And anyway, they're $3. They're $3 at Books A Million. Let's brighten that up just a little. Okay, so I got those two. Then I got Hidden Places, and I got Norway. So these are all $3 each. You have the Ireland one. So I just thought, I don't know which one I'm going to pick. I'll just kind of do a quick thumb flip through these so you can kind of see them. And so let's do Norway and Ireland. I didn't get Sweden. But so anyway, and I think they're normally about $19.99 or something like that. I think they're about $20 normally. Then they mark them down sometime to $7. Like I think there's a sticker under there. I think they mark them down to $7, and then they mark them down to $3. But anyway, so yeah. Okay, so let's just go ahead and just do a flip through and just imagine what you can do to change these, alter them. But again, the first thing I do when I get into these books, although I do have the one that I did with Kathy and Colleen, where I didn't do any painting. It was just collaging. And that one was, I don't even know them. It's up there somewhere. They're up on my top shelf. I only pulled down the 2 Abandoned Places books for this morning. But there was one book where I only added collage. I determined to myself that I was just going to do collage in it and no paint. So you could do that too. You can just do just collage. But if you do just collage, I'll tell you that I think if you just add collage, especially since these are shiny, a lot of collage fodder is matte. So that's when I would recommend if you're just going to do collage and not paint, is to glue your collage fodder down with the golden matte. Well, you don't have, and I know golden matte medium's not inexpensive, but for me, I'm just saying Mod Podge is going to stick your pages together. It always feels sticky. You can always see lines in it. It's just not the same. Mod Podge is not the same as golden matte medium. Okay. Um, so if you just want to add just collage stuff to your books, then I would recommend putting your collage fodder down and covering the whole thing with matte medium so that it's cohesive. You're not going to see some shiny, some matte, some, it's going to be all cohesive matte. And then if you like how it all turned out, or if you add paint to it, then when you're completely done, then you can varnish it with the high gloss. You don't have to. This is what I do. Okay. I use the high gloss varnish to complete the pages. Okay. So you can just see what you can do with these, right? You can just do so much. Look what you could add anything to this field here. Buildings. Look, this was already once. I already want to do a whole Egyptian scene, a whole, just because of that little mountain pyramid shape. I want to turn this into Egypt, so, so you can do, but I usually start with, at least with my abandoned books, because I can do my regular collage where I create collage worlds in my discs, on my disc, or in my red journal, my red art journal, where I'm starting from scratch, or I'm starting from scratch on just blank discs or blank art journals. And so these are fun to start by painting out what you don't want. So that's why I call it reverse collage. I'm reversing the process. I'm painting away things. So this is like this. Look at this. Isn't this amazing? So for me, you know what? I'm going to stop right here. Well, I won't stop. I'll put a post-it. I'll put a post-it here because this will be a good one for a good example. Okay, I'll put a post-it note here. We'll go back to that one. So, because I do want to do a page or two just so you can see, and again, guys, there's tons of me working these books in my abandoned places playlist that what do you call it? Kat just put in there a minute ago. Look how pretty that is. So that's Norway. I got one book there. Okay. Then we got Ireland. Okay. Here's Ireland. Y'all still with the tour. I'm not seeing anything in caps. So I do glance over to see if there's things in caps. So I know that you're talking to me. Am I missing anybody coming? Hi, Jane. Who else might have come in? So thanks everybody for being here. Dee Dee's definitely going to make that a start. Well, kinda. I did have that kind of in mind. So here is, this one is Ireland. A lot of castles, which y'all know I like doing castles. I have abandoned castles as well. And this kind of thing, these are always really fun to do. And so I got tons of these kind of castles and, ancient places. I just did one not too long ago with the Easter Island. So just kind of flipping just so you can get an idea. Or you can also buy these kind of books to cut up. All right, then we've got Hidden Places. And this is Claudia Martin. From Secret Shores to Sacred Shrines. Sip of water. All right, so let's go ahead and flip through this one. Look at that. Look at that one. I like undersea ones too. Undersea ones are fun to do, like UFO stuff and science fiction type stuff in. And I'm flipping 3 or 4 pages at a time here, so. Waterfalls are always good. I like to add my own waterfalls to places. Like if I did this, I could have waterfalls coming down out of there, you know, out of the top here. You know, maybe I'll show how to do a waterfall real quick here. That's cool. Nice clouds. This one's divided up by different parts of the world. And again, I'm flipping 2 and 3 pages at a time. Well, you can get these books for a couple of dollars, and you know what's going to happen if they don't sell them. They'll end up in a thrift store or landfill. So, okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened. Okay, it said connect. You, yeah, I'm back. I came up with a thing. You're having trouble connecting. Please check your internet. So something it was my internet. You know, they're doing all this road construction, guys. You know, who knows? Am I back? Okay. Let me take a bite of my cookie here. My throat's gone dry. Hang on. Sorry, guys. I don't know. You know, who knows if they cut a line or something. Obviously this is okay now, but okay. Hang on. Let me take a couple bites of this so my voice comes back. Let me scroll back to chat. Hang on. All right, let's scroll back. Make a biblical one with the crater picture. I've made biblical ones before. I have a whole my own personal collection of biblical ones. But in the crater, I don't know. I don't even know which crater now because we've got shut down and then we're back. So yeah, you can do some cool things with biblical Bible scenes too. Okay, this one is. I think they're all put out by Amber. Okay, there's hidden places. Amber, Ireland, Amber, and Dominique Connolly. I think that's Kieran Connolly's brother. I think. Norway. Got 2 here by Claudia Martin. And then this fourth one is Dominique Connolly as well. And I think it's Kieran Connolly's brother. Kieran Connolly's the first ones that I did with the what do you call it? Abandoned places. All right, you're gonna have to move this over. You're gonna have to move over, babe. Move over. Okay. All right, amazing theaters of the world. And there's one in here because Hubster looked through this one, and the one in LA. He's been to that theater before with John, the composer John. Oh, what's the composer's name? Anyway, see, you can't go off on too many rabbit trails when you're streaming and your mind goes. Zzz, you're forgetting names because you're trying to think of too many different things. The famous composer John. Somebody can help me. I know. Did Indiana Jones and all those? John somebody. Anyway, the theater that he was just at a couple of years ago, Hubster was there at one of these theaters. I know. All right, so this one is Amazing Theaters of the World. Opera houses, theaters, art centers, and opera houses. So, all right, let's see. I'm just going to flip through. See, this one's going to be really fun. You know, the Sydney Opera House and just different opera houses and theaters. All right, look at that. John Williams, yeah. I don't remember if it was which one it was. I'd have to look it up. This one's this is Vancouver, Canada. What's this one here? Anyway, I'm not going to try to find it right now. So look, see how fun this will be to alter? This cone. Oh, that one's in Italy. You have to go to the fly leaf. Anyway, I think this will be a fun one to do. This one is in one of the abandoned books, the other abandoned books. And I've altered that one before, or a version of that photo. So yeah. So there we go. That's amazing theaters. And then I'm going to do something in Norway, and they get two. Okay, and then I got something bookmarked in hidden places. So we'll pull these two. I'm going to take a quick break. Though my legs caught up under there again. My chair is huge. It's as wide as this table, and I got it for the cats to lay on while I'm streaming. Look. All right, I'll be right back. Give me just a second. I should have put a BRB there. Okay. So let's see what I'm going to do. I think I'll just do the paint right now. All right. Looking around, seeing what else I got going on. Well, the trucks are not sitting in front of my house. They must have moved down the end of the street. All right, so I'm going to get some paint here. I know, Shaz. I know. All right, so let's see. All right. So thanks everybody for being here. You can spend hundreds of dollars. I can. Yeah, I know. And I got this wide chair with the lay down arms. You know, it's literally 4 feet wide. And she lays up here. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to start with this one that I saw in Norway just because I can do something kind of quick with it. All right, and the cat, it's going to lay on her. If it's bothering her, she can move. I'm just saying. She can move over or come down and sit in the chair. All right. All right, let's zoom in. I'm just going to lay on the book. I'm probably going to have to pull her down onto the chair. All right, so this one has no borders and has no text and has nothing that I need to paint out on the sides. I know, right? Right, Arlene? All right, so I think I'm going to start with some black paint, and so you can see the different processes and how things get unmatte and shiny versus, what do you call it? Yeah, shiny versus matte. All right, so I'm going to put out some black paint here. All right, and I just use coffee lids for the most part. I mean, sometimes when I get into a lot of colors, I'll pull, let's see here. Like I got got big trays of, things that I can paint on. But usually when I'm streaming, these are the handiest things to, and you reuse them. I mean, because the paint will peel off. The acrylic paint will peel off, and it's like brand new. Now, I don't have hundreds of these like I used to. Denise made me throw a whole bunch of them away. But anyway, all right, so let's get that. Now, let's see. Let me find a brush and put this back up on the shelf. Get some baby wipes. And probably need a bucket of stars. Oh, good. I'm just making too much noise and moving around too much for her. She decided to leave. Okay. I love her. She sits up here with me when I'm by myself, and I'm not talking near. I mean, I'll talk to her a little bit, but I'm not talking constantly. And she thinks that when I'm streaming, I'm just sitting here talking to her constantly. All right, let's see what I can do here. What brush do I need? Will that one work? Maybe. All right. Oh, she's got sick of the movement is what it is. All right, so let's move this other book out of the way. Now that she's gone, I got a little more room. All right, we'll put this to the side for a minute. All right, so this is a double page spread, which is a little hard to see on stream. All right. And don't forget, Janet streams at 1 Eastern. All right, so I like this reflection, but we're going to take this black. I'm going to just start with black paint. Sometimes it takes 2 coats, because look, I can do it kind of, see how you can still see through it, but you can put a couple coats. And and it dries really fast. So I'm just going to kind of go around here. And I want to leave those reflections, I think, at least for now. I can always paint over them. One other thing, let me show you. I didn't pull it because I wasn't going to the edge, but you do want to do this. I'm almost out of wax paper. But you want to put wax paper between your pages because you'll glue your pages shut if you go all the way to the edge with paint. So it's best to, come on, it's best to, this would have made her leave if nothing else would have. It's funny, I was saying before, my cats, if there's fireworks going on outside, they'll go run to the window and look out there and see what's going on. But you do some plastic bags thing, and they're out of here, man. They don't like that. But fireworks, they'll just run to the window and say, hey, what's going on out there? It's funny. But they don't like the sound of this or a plastic grocery bag. All right, so you just want to keep that wherever your edges are so that you don't paint your book shut. I'm also all right, so let's go ahead and just continue on here. See, I'm reversing out the scene. So that's already drying, so I'll be able to put a second coat here in just a minute. I'm trying to stay in, there we go. And I am going fast, guys. You don't have to do this so quickly when you're doing it by yourself. I'm trying to just get as much done as I can on stream. Okay, and then maybe, do I just want to keep it in here? I think I want this to kind of come out here. Don't feel like you can't change things. I just want to balance this side out a little bit. Okay. Now, I know this needs to come up a little there. I just want this a little bit reflected here and still kind of give you the idea that there are mountains coming the other way as well. Let's go up a little there. Okay. And usually I have my heat gun out and I'm drawing as I go. All right, let's scroll back, see what everybody's saying. Hi Tex, good to see you. It's been a while. Are there no ads when watching? Yes, there's probably will still be some ads, Tex, but I haven't clicked to low ads. I found out from Pam how to and change the settings for that. It's not on no ads, it's on low ads. It's not, but there's like low, medium, high. There's different settings that you can have. So, I paint fast. Well, yeah, I kind of do, but I do hundreds of these guys. When you do so many, same thing for color books when I'm coloring, or when you do so many, it's like almost like a system. You just you can do things faster because you've done it so many times. Now sometimes that can backfire on you if I'm doing this and I look over at chat and I something, but yeah. So I'm just going to do a couple quick things just so y'all can kind of see the idea. Okay? And you can, do what make up your own worlds in your own books. It's fun. It's very free. And you have one of the things though is don't be afraid just to go for it. Just try it. If it doesn't work out, then turn the page and do another one. But you won't learn and if you don't experiment. You have to try them. You have to just try different paints, and that's how I learned the golden matte medium was the best for collage. And that this is my favorite gloss varnish. You have to try things, or you go watch a YouTube video and let somebody tell you. I think I am going to have to plug in my heat tool though, because yeah. So we can kind of move on. All right, let's see. But also, you want to make sure you don't close your book with wet paint, or if you add varnish, you need to leave a book open overnight. I've never had pages stick together except when I've got a little bit of varnish in the crack or a spot of varnish somewhere that I didn't let dry before I closed the book. But other than that, this will not stick your pages together, and neither will golden matte medium. As long as you let it dry, it has to dry. And then I'll just get the excess paint out of my brush, and then I'll clean my brush. I probably wash it. What you do? Well, it's just because I've done it so many, Okay. And again, I'm not trying to complete this page today. I'm just kind of giving y'all a little bit of, see, I can see where that's a little bit wet still right there. Okay, so let's just do a couple things to this kind of quickly. Let's do a planet and some stars and some mist. We'll just do that. All right, let's see, what color do I want? Do I want an orange? I like orange. I love orange in space. I just do. Okay, so let's just get a little tiny bit of orange. Oh, this one's not open yet. Let me find one that's open. Okay. Is this one not opened either? I guess I like my orange because I bought an extra one of these. Let me open it. Hang on. Okay. And always shake your acrylic paints before you squeeze them out because they do separate. Okay. Just going to put a little bit of orange out there. And let's see what I want to do. Let's just take a back end of a Sharpie here. And let's just put one planet there. Maybe that. Okay. We're going to go with that. Now I got to dry that. That's kind of thick, so give me a minute. At least get it set while I make my bucket of stars. That'll take a minute. All right, so now I got my white paint. I buy the black and white in the large jar, in the large containers, because I go through a lot of black and white. Okay, I don't need too much. And then let's where's my, I pulled that, where's my brush? My bucket of stars brush. I just had it. I just had my calligraphy. Here it is. I use these floppy brushes like this for splattering stars because they're real, just soft and splattery. Okay, so now I'm going to add some water. And this is about the only time I add water. Most time I use the paint straight, thick. Okay, so I put my hand over it like this and tap off the excess. And then I'm going to come over here and anywhere the stars go, as long as it's wet, as long as it's the paint is still wet, I can wipe it away. Or if it's got matte medium on it, I have a little bit more time. But in the meantime, I can just go in here and wipe away any place the stars went that I don't want them. Okay, all right. Now let's go ahead and do a quick, let me rinse my brush out. All right, let's dry this. And it's going to take a second, so I'll reach out while I'm doing this. Oh, thanks, Tex. Yeah, I used to do them, tons of them. But, I get tired of doing the same things all the time, too. So I kind of moved on to my discs, my 14-inch, in particular, 14-inch round disc, and my art journals. I go back and forth, but... The thing is, and I know that's not dry. No, those aren't dry. The thing is I don't want y'all to get, and I'm not going to say you get bored with it, but like, for instance, when I do my abandoned books, I have to start out by showing you at least one of my completed abandoned books so people understand what it is and what's going on. Because not all of y'all have been here for 16 years. A lot of y'all have been, but not all of you. You know what I mean? So I have to kind of re-show things, and I know everybody goes, I see that 100 times. Let's get all right, let's go with these colors. I love these space. These are my favorite space colors. Orange, sage, or not sage, slate, and white. Let me sharpen now. Let this sit for just a second. Oh, missing yourself. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're here. I know not everybody can be here every day either. I understand that. Some people disappear for years and come back, and we welcome them back. Like, come on in. Don't know where you've been. Tell us what's going on and come on back. You know what I mean? All right. So let's see. I think and I know that's not quite dry yet. So I got to kind of be. Okay, we'll put a little glow around some of these. Put a little glow. We'll put a little star shine and some other things in here too. Let's do a little nebulization. Let's see if hopefully my stars are dry enough. And I'll put clocks and watches and some other planets up in here. Lots of things going on, but I'm just kind of trying to show a little bit of a sample here. Isn't this fun? A little bit of blue. I call this nebulization. Devin. Devin's always naming things for me. Uh, so this is nebulization. Right down. View. I love you, View. Okay, so then I can take a like a Posca. Let me find one of my Posca. Here we go. Let's see if this one's working. You know, do a couple little things like maybe maybe a shooting star or two. A couple shooting stars coming through. I'll put a star shine somewhere. Don't know what yet, but so a little bit of that. We'll put some mist. Let me make sure this is all dry though. All right, let's see. I'll add a little bit more. Let's add a little bit more. I think this one's about gone. Yeah, let me get a different one here. Let's try this one. Okay. Ooh. You don't have to do this. I just thought it might be a little extra. You can do this with a brush too. And then when this dries a little bit, I can take a pencil to it and add a little bit of shading. Let me go ahead and try to dry that. Smeared it right there. A little smear there. Okay. And then, all right. So now the reason this pencil is working here is because of the acrylic paint. In other words, this pencil is not going to do anything on that. This is slick. This is slick. See how it's shiny? And see how this is not shiny? That's matted out now with the paint. That's why I could do all that nebulization. And that's why I can do stuff like, go in here like this. You can't do this on the slick paper. It won't work. Same thing when I do this in my color books. When I add the black paint in the backgrounds and things in my color books, the reason that the pencil works is because of the matte paint. And that's why I say satin paint, gloss paint, metallic paint won't work. This is only working where I have the paint, the black paint here. The paint will go over the shiny, but pencil won't. Okay, so there's just a little bit of something. And we could even make this, I could go across here with water not waves, but reflective water across here and make it look like you're looking through the water to this. But because I'm going to do the mist, I'm not going to do that. But I could just go straight across here and make this look like water reflections. You know what I mean? And like you're looking through the pond or the lake, and you're looking through the lake, and you're looking down into this with the reflections coming across. But because I want to do mist instead. I'm not going to do that. Grand Poobah. Hi, Ginger Beach. So Ginger Beach is, she's been doing reverse collage for a long time too. She took a break as well from YouTube for a while. And she's back now, and she's, she hangs out with View, and her she does things like this with View as well now. Well, Ginger's been doing it for a long time, so we both have. Let's see. Brenda. Who else am I missing? I'm missing. Catch call later. Okay, Brenda, I think, has to go with the phone call. All right, now I'm going to take a baby wipe here. Let's get a clean spot here. A clean spot. And what I do is I need the thick white paint for this. Just going to put out a little bit of white paint. I mean, this is probably drying up enough. I could probably do it in there, but I like the thick paint. So I dip my baby wipe in the thick paint, and then I mash. The reason I do this, I'm not trying to do anything on my hand. What I'm trying to do is mash the paint into the baby wipe. I'm mashing the paint into the baby wipe, okay? So that's why I'm doing that. So now the paint's all mashed in there. Not looking at... let's see, Yvonne. All right, so now I don't know. I hadn't thought about exactly where I want the mist to come from, but I think I want it to come from behind that mountain there. So let's have it come around this. And I think I'll have it come down here. And let's kind of fade it out up there. Yeah, I don't like the crack right here, but it is what it is. There's a crack. It's a book. Let's thin that out right there. And while it's wet, I can come in here and, adjust it a little bit, especially on the slick part, because the paint's not going to dry that quick on the slick part. All right, that's probably good enough. See, I don't like it right there in the crack, but it is what it is. So just so y'all can see, somewhere of what I'm doing here with the mist. All right. So there's that. That's some mist coming through a nebulization pond. And I could put a UFO in here. I could put a UFO up here. Well, let's just do something with that. Let's see here. Let me find something. Spin me around again. Hang on. Let's see. Let's pick what book here? Let's pick the space book. Let's see here. One of these space books here. Let's see what I can find here. I'm just going to kind of flip through here and see what I just want a little UFO. I'm just going to do a quick little something. Let's see. Oh, there's some UFOs in here, I'm sure. Well, no, I'm not positive. Or even, let me see here. I'm just going to flip through here. We could do something like, that's too big. I was going to try to let y'all see this, but I'm setting it up on wet paint too. Okay, here we go. Maybe here. And I could paint this in too, but we'll just show you some different ideas. All right, let's see. Let's keep looking here. Maybe one of these. Give me a second. And this doesn't have to be Earth either. If you put Earth up in the sky, it looks like you're on another planet. I thought there were some little UFOs, flying saucer type things in here, but maybe not. Good planets, though. Let's see. Let's do this one here, too. Maybe I'll just do this instead. Okay. All right, give me just a second. Going to do a little quick cut. Quick cut. Then we'll go to the other book, and because I know I had something picked out there, and then we'll do a giveaway. It's only 10:30. We're doing good on time. Did Janet ever say what she's doing today? Janet, if you're in the balcony, you know what you're going to do today? Thank you, Kat. Thank you, guys. Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Another week or so, I'm going to do a 30K thank you. And I'm going to give a bunch of my prints away to somebody in a drawing. All right, so now I got to kind of figure out this. That one's the farthest away. Something like this. Maybe I want it over here. No, I don't want to do it. It needs to be right there. What do y'all think? Like that. Right? And then we can put some tails on there. All right, let's glue these down. We're just going for it. We're just gluing it. All right, did Janet say, I'm going to do a watercolor out of the Echo Design. Okay, those are fun. Let me click on that. If y'all have not seen Janet do that before, let me leave that up there while I glue these down. And again, oops, gotta go the right way. I'm not gluing this down with matte medium, so, but I can still gloss over the whole thing. So it depends on what you're going to do, what stages of work you're going to do on these. But if you want to cover it up with matte medium, you're going to also have a better, and if you put a whole lot of collage on, you really want to use matte medium because you're not going to have any wrinkles, bubbles, or none of that. This even, you really should take a card to it and mash it down really well so you don't have bubbles and whatnot. All right, let's see. Lightning fish, they're meteors. And then I could even take some of my acrylic markers here. Let's see what color. I need a nice bright yellow, I think. And add some more. And make them kind of fade out. That's more orange in there, make them more fiery. Acrylic markers. It's the same as acrylic paint with just a brush tip. Okay, so there we go. I think I'm just going to leave it like that just so y'all can kind of see. Now, I'm going to move on to another book. This is not dry. Of course, I haven't varnished it yet either, but I'm not trusting that everything's dry. So you want to make sure and put something between the pages so that they don't stick, some wax paper. Okay, so that one's out of the Norway. And then the other one that I was going to just do something quick out of was the hidden places. I forgot even what I picked. Let's look. I already flipped these. Oh, I was going to show a waterfall. That's what I was going to do. And what's this back here? Oh, yeah, this one's going to be cool. But I want to do I want to do something really good on this. So I don't really want to do a hurry on this one. We'll save that one. We'll just do a quick little demo of a waterfall here. So let's get a little bit more white paint here. Don't need much. Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, Arlene's having a rough day weather. Oh, thanks, Tina. Yeah, she said she was going to be lurking today. So we lurk away, Arlene. All right, let's see. What brush do I want for this? I'll use the same one, maybe. That's got black in it. Let me clean it out a little better. All right, that and a Posca. So I'm just going to do a quick little waterfall situation. Yeah, everybody say hi to Arlene. And also, don't forget, happy birthday, Terry. Happy birthday. Today's Terry's birthday. This from now on is going to be when someone has a birthday. This is my happy birthday confetti. Okay, so we're going to just do, let me zoom in a little. Now that we're not doing a double page spread. And then we'll do something. Maybe I'll make a couple little artist trading card kits up or something. Hi, Beth. For giveaways. All right, let's see. That's a little dark. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to get a little paint on the brush. And we're going to have the water come from here. This brush might be a little thick, but because it's on a slick surface, I can just do that. I'll do a little splashy bit there. I'm trying to barely touch. And again, I could get out my Posca and do a lot of the thin lines. I'm not going to go overboard. I'm just going to do a little bit of waterfall. Oh, let's see what's going on in chat. Did I say hi to you, Joanne? Roxy. Said hi to Shaz and Rainbow. Okay, and then when this dries, I can add a little bit more with some Posca. Can add more clouds. And if I was doing this page, see, I'd paint all this out. I'd blend all this out. Too much. Let's do that a little bit less. That's all right. And again, we can have some things going on up there in the sky. All right, now let me do a little, let's dry this, and then I'm going to get a little Posca in there. I showed your ATCs earlier, Joanne. Okay, so now I'm going to do some brighter areas. Let's see if this one's going to work. I think this one's almost done too. Well, let's get another one. I just keep them all sitting here, and I just keep digging them out. There we go. That one's good. Just have a few little extra brighter areas. And I like to take my time with these kind of details that I usually have to rush through because we're doing them at the last minute when I do any kind of collaging, you know. We're having to hurry up because we're running out of time. But this is the stuff that I'll sit here and just enjoy the process. Okay, now let's look in our, let's do a little bit more down here. ATC's Beth's talking about. Yes. Shh. All right, let me rinse out this brush. Okay, now let's try it real quick. Needs a little bit more coming all the way down here. Let's get these two. Just a couple extra drips. All right, now let's see what we can find in here. All right, I'm going to pick something. Oh my gosh, I'll love this. All right, I'm going to do this. Y'all are going to laugh. Hang on. I'm not going to let you see it. I'm not going to let y'all see it till I won't glue it down because I really want to put something on here, but I'm going to cut this out just so y'all can see what. Y'all will love this one. All right. I'm not going to let y'all see what I'm cutting out. Give me just a second. I'm a quick fussy cutter. Oh my goodness. You can just add anything to your collages, your mixed media, your altered books. Okay, let's go around that. Hang on. I want to cut it out fairly well, so wait for it. And then I'll give away some artist trading cards, 2.5 by 3.5 little cards with some collage fodder in them, so you can make some cards. I'm not going to do the 4th of July or the I mean not 4th of July. Well that too, but the 250th the birthday. And again, if you're international and you participate in the artist trading card swap, you can do anything that represents your country. Joanne did Canada Day, so you can do whatever you want. If you're in UK, you can do the Big Ben or London, anything you want. If you participate, you don't have to do USA. All right, you ready? I'm not sure exactly where I want it. Could be out in the open, or it could be right down here. Let's try down here first. Ready? Wait, let me zoom in. Oh, come on, mouse. Get unasleep. All right, y'all ready? It doesn't show up there. You just got to go up here. I'm sorry, but he was just too funny. Where does he need to be? He doesn't show up very well. I was thinking he would show up better right there. I think he has to go up there. My eyes are watering. Anyways, all right, let's be serious now. Let's make a serious collage. Oh, my eyes are watering. Let me look. Let me look here. There's not a whole lot of space. Oh, I'm looking. I'm looking. There's some funny ones in here. There really are. There are some good ones. You know. Let me look. I'll show you some of these here. Oh, my eyes are watering. Let's see what I can put in here. Just need a little something up there, something in the sky, one or the other. I thought y'all would get a kick out of that. Let's see. He needs to be holding the USA flag. Oh, let's see what I can find. Hang on. Oh, I did the meteors. Let's see. Maybe I should look at my sticker book. Just something kind of quick. Let me see. Let me get a sticker book here. I could probably find something. These are littler in here. Tinier little astronauts and little ships and things. Of course, I've used these a ton. Just maybe a little. Let me just y'all know I don't like the white edges on stickers. I have to cut those off. We'll just do a little something here. Anyway, I hope y'all have had fun seeing some altered abandoned books again that we haven't done for a while. There we go. We'll just stick that up there. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So you just really wanted to show you the water. Okay, so now let's see. Let's back up a little bit. There we go. All righty. So let's see. No, get off my finger, sticker piece. There we go. All right. All right, let me see here. Let me get some envelopes and stuff. And some artist trading cards. Envelopes. Here's some little envelopes. We'll just do little envelopes. 1, 2, 3, 4. We do 4, y'all know. 2 US, 2 international. That's our usual. All right. These might be too little. Maybe I should go this size. Let's see. Yeah, let's go this size. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We'll go with this size. All right. Then my iPad. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed doing this. I'll gotta have something for a screenshot. I'll put that out there, and my I'll just put the books out there, I guess. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I missed showing y'all. Did that, the color book. Oh yeah, if y'all missed it earlier. I got the new Myths and Monsters color book. So I'll lay all this out there for a thumbnail, I guess. I already did a flip of this so y'all can see it at the beginning. Okay, let's see. Let me get over to random.org and then I'll pick some stuff, some fodder, and okay. And if y'all have not seen some of the, if you're on Instagram, go look up internationals appreciating America, from the soccer teams and everything and all the visitors that are here all over the United States and how they're so impressed with people being nice to them and everything. It's really encouraging. It's very, I don't know. I was really impressed with all the nice things that the internationals said about the US because you don't hear about it in our country. Well, you do, but you have to look for it. Anyway, all right, let's see. Random.org. Okay, so we got our random.org and we got our little generator there. So let me just set that aside for a minute while I put together some little cards, and I'll give y'all ATC since that's what we're working on. I like art cards, 3x4, but because we're doing the swap right now, which is 2.5 by 3.5. I'll give everybody a couple of these. Well, I'll give everybody ATC and an art card. How about that? So we'll do an art card, which is thicker. I got the art cards are a little thicker. And 2 ATCs. So these are 3x4. And then artist trading cards are 2.5 by 3.5. So I'll give everybody those so that you can make something out of them. If you want to participate in the swap that we're having, that you have until the end of July 31st, to get them into Janet. All the information, all the details, how to participate, who to send them to, Janet, and all that is on the post tab under my it has live, shorts, has all the little tabs. There's a post tab, and it's under that post tab, and that's where I always post books all the time. I've already posted, I think I'm almost up to 180 weeks worth of books. But anyway, for right now, I've got the ATCs there. I've got the ATC swap information is on the newest post under the post tab. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's see what should we put in these? What would be fun? Wait for it. I'm going to find something fun. Maybe you know what? This could be kind of easy. Some of these little vellum sticker book things. Let's see what we got. We got fairy tales. Let's just do fairy tales. I got all kinds of different ones. Let's just use the fairy tale ones. All right, see, look. And there's stickers. There's stickers. So you can make a whole little story out of these. Okay, look. They're little fairy tale stickers. They come in a set. I don't know. Some of them have sets of 4. Some have sets of 6. But you can get these little books off of Amazon. And so I'll give everybody a couple of these. And then we'll see what else we can do. So that'll make enough for 2 little cards. And you can paint them. Put dots, stripes, background papers. Here we go. I like this guy here. Let's see. Here's a little. Okay, I like this little one with the deer. I'm going to give everybody 2 of these. And let's see, I'm going to stay away from the Halloween because it's too early. In my mind, it's too early for October stuff, so I'm staying away from the Halloween. Okay, those are kind of similar. Maybe we should swap. Yeah, that's okay. All right, then let's see what else we got. This botanical garden. Okay, these are clear vellum. Now these are not stickers. These are not stickers, but they're little vellum pieces. See how they're see-through? You could put them behind them. Do you know what I mean? Little kits. All right, so here's a little rose. You see how they're translucent, but when you put them up against the white, how they show? All right, let's give everybody a couple of those. Different little flowers. There's a fruit and a flower. Okay. Then, I know, where's those words? Do I have the words in here? Here's some words. Okay, here's some little, I have a bunch of these. This is just my little short stack here that I got that I've pulled before. And they're just little definitions. Like, here's carbon. Something made out of carbon, especially electrode or a lamp filament. You know, we'll put that. Listen, let me put these because I can't see the little faces. I want to kind of have something to go like with it. Okay, so like this guy here, he might have something going on with carbon. Okay, here's Canada. Well, if somebody, I can't do that. I can't wait to see who. Okay, here's mankind. There's a little guy with a deer. We'll put mankind. There's Cassie. Okay, there's disc. It's kind of a disc around their head. Edge. We'll do edge. All right, so there's some little words. See, I love putting these little kits together for you. Oh, whole chat during the giveaway. Thank you, Tina. I know, guys. All right, let's see what else can I throw in here. All right. Let's find another flower something. More flowers. I got lots of these little flowers and butterflies. Butterfly. Now these might be a little big for art cards. Let's see. This set. These are too big. Let me find smaller flowers. Those are too big. Let's see. Here's these smaller in there. No, those are big too. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna try to find some smaller flowers. Looking up in my sets up here. See, I have not organized these into my little stamp collection thing, you know, my stamp collecting system that I showed y'all last week. I haven't got back to that yet. So these small ones are not back in that yet. All right, so here we go. All right, so let's just put a couple little tags and house. There's a tag and a flower. There's a couple little tags and a thing. So you all can make some art cards with all this stuff. You think you can do that? I know you can. All right. Okay, whoops. There we go. All right. All right, so let me go ahead and put these together. We'll do our giveaway. So let's see how I want to do this so they kind of lay flat. Maybe I need to put, you know what? I'm going to put a postcard in with it. Wait a minute. Where's my blank postcards? I got some blank postcards. Let's see. Hang on. Coming around. Okay, here we go. All right, so that'll hold everything in there. See, we'll put a postcard over the top. So we got the cards. Got the 3 little cards and a postcard on top. Kind of keep it all together, maybe. We'll see. Okay. Isn't this fun? Don't y'all love my little giveaways? It's only a stamp or two most times. Sometimes I give away, you know, bigger things. But I do like to at least give y'all a little envelope of goodies once a week. I try to remember to thank y'all for being here and being a part of the Fibs, Friends in the Box. Okay, it got a little dark, didn't it? All right, come on, mouse. Go back, wake back up. Let's brighten this back up a little. Now that we're off of the dark pages. There we go. All right, so let's see here. All right. 2 US, 2 international. All right, so we'll do, I think we did international. No, we did US first last time. Where's this? Okay. We'll do international first. International only. 1 to 100. Okay, wait till I type in go. Put in a number between 1 and 100. First 2 people closest without going over will get one of these. And then we're going to do US separate. Okay, wait till I type in go. All righty. Put these away while I'm sitting here. I did print out a bunch of prints this morning. Got a couple things to send. One thing to Tina over there. Anyway, yeah, got things printed this morning before I came on. All right, let's see. Okay, don't dilly-dally, dawdle, or lollygag. And I think I'll just post pictures of the covers of my books. And maybe one from my old abandoned book picture, something finished. I like to show, not just what I get, but what I have worked on too in a thumbnail. But if it's in the same book, it's kind of hard to do. All right, I'm going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Hi, Raul. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit the enter if you haven't already got your number in. Okay, here we go. International only. 1 to 100. 90. First 2 people closest to 90 without going over. 90. International only. Scrolling back, 90. Terry Brett had 80. Terry plays all the time, so she wins a lot, which I'm happy because I know it's probably cheers her up to get happy mail. So, you'll still continue to keep Terry in your prayers, and Raul too. All right, so I think Terry with 80. Okay, I think Terry with 80. And then who's the next highest, closest to 90? Joanne with 69. Okay, Joanne. And if y'all missed me showing Joanne's artist trading cards for the swap, she's in Canada and she did USA and Canada Day cards. I showed them earlier, and go see her over on Instagram to see her cards. All right, so there's Terry and Joanne, got the internationals. Now we're going to do the same thing again, but USA only. Okay, let me get another Post-it note here. Okay, USA only. Wait till I type in go. 1 to 100. First 2 people closest to a new random.org number. There we go. USA only, 1 to 100. First 2 people closest without going over get a little card pack. A little card pack to play with. And then I'm going to go heat up leftover spaghetti for Hubster for lunch. Then I'll be at Janet's at 1 Eastern to watch her work on some watercolor project. Let's see what else. Trying to see if there's anything else I need to do or tell y'all about a show. I think that's pretty much all I got to show today. Yeah, so probably on Wednesday, we'll probably work in this on Wednesday. Okay, the new color book, the new Camilo del Greco. Right, View? He's probably not still here. All right, I'm going to count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, new number 65. First two people closest to 65 without going over. 65 without going over. Scrolling back, scrolling. 65 without going over. Let's see here. Sue Connor had 50. Oh, View got it right on the nose. View's going to get one. She had 65 right on the nose. Okay, the next one, say Roxy Girl had 57. Who's the next closest without going over? Is it Roxy Girl with 57? It might be Roxy Girl with 57. Yeah, okay, Roxy, I'm not sure I have your address or not. Send me your address. I don't share your address with anybody. Here's my email. I may have it, but I don't remember when the last time I sent you anything if I have. So here's my email. Send me your address. Okay, there we go. Did it pop through yet? There it is. Send me your address, and I will send you out your. She had 57, I think was. All right, there we go. So there we go. I hope y'all enjoyed that and seeing some new ways to, or old ways to do the abandoned books. Same ways I've done them for years. And like I said, we'll do the new color book on on Wednesday. So any questions? Thank you all for being here. Do I have everything else? I think I have everything else done. I'm looking around. Okay, guys. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Don't forget, Janet comes on at 1 Eastern, and we'll see you over there. You're welcome, Devin. Thank you. All right, guys. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and go do something creative. Stay inspired. Stay positive. Bye, guys.